I recently discovered it's pretty easy to make chopsticks. For best results, you want some very straight grain wood for this. I'm using some white oak that's pretty damn premium, and the growth rings follow a pretty straight path. Even with the small dimensions, I'll have end-to-end growth. It's probably easier to shape wood like this at this size when the growth rings are kind of straight on and you're not going, it's not like hilly. That makes it so sometimes you can have tear out when if you think about the grain like topographical map, it'll be hilly. If it's not straight, there will be valleys and peaks, and that can make it more difficult to carve a straight path. That's what happens when you make a fro handle when the wood is still green, really shrunk up, and now is the driest time. The winter is very cold, so that the moisture doesn't hold in the air as well, so relative humidity is low in the winter. This is me getting a second go at things. The other one was a little thin, but it still worked out to my benefit actually on that thin one. I'm just trying to make as many chopsticks as possible now that I realize how much easier it is to make chopsticks than spoons. Even spatulas, I mean. Now here's something I couldn't find on YouTube quickly, is people making chopsticks with a draw knife. Why doesn't anybody do this? I'm sure people have to do this. And I'm sure they use a shave horse or a spoon mule. A spoon mule would be crazy good for this if it could clamp onto something so small. I'm sure it could. Not that I have any complaints for the soft jaws vise that I'm using attached to a low bench. Soft jaws could be better. You know, you could attach them in some way, or you can make your own. But these have worked well for me. I just have to make sure that I'm not crushing the magnets that hold it to the metal jaws. That means you sort of avoid where the magnets are with the item you're squeezing or locking in. That's why I kind of do it in the middle. If you do this, I recommend you have a real sharp draw knife, and don't work so far out from your clamp, whatever you're using to hold the chopstick. Look how bendy it is. That's just stupid. You have less control with where you're removing material when you're so far out on a limb. The resonant frequency, I mean, we're talking high resonant frequency. No, I don't know what that means really. Resonant frequency is like when you're diagnosing a vehicle and you feel a vibration in your ass when the transmission exploded. No, I mean, it's not like a single event. Usually it's a vibration. Anyway, so enough about my ass. God, you're such a fucking sicko thinking about my ass vibrating. What are you, Howard Stern, asking me to go on the Sibian? Did you guys know, did you guys watch Howard Stern? When I was little, it was on, I guess, cable TV. And it was the E channel, I think. And man, he did some stuff out there. I really get degeneracy. I don't know. If you grew up beautiful life, the sun was shining, the moon was beautiful there was a full moon every day. Maybe you don't get degeneracy, but I get degeneracy because I didn't have the sun always shining. Sometimes when I looked up, it was a mushroom cloud. That's right. I grew up in Hiroshima. Anyway, really, I threw myself off there. Yeah, let's see where we're at with the chopstick. So, I'm still getting a feel for doing this. This is like my third pair I think I made, third or fourth. And I'm just real excited how easy it is for me because I guess making the wooden nails helped a lot with this. At first, I drilled a hole and I tried to do it the same way as the wooden nails. And I realized I don't need to do that. Just taper it down, which I have practice with tapering down axe eyes, tapering down the wooden nails. They're not just straight, they taper, so they kind of get stuck at the top. Yeah, I'm feeling it out. Guess I should round it. I decided not to round with the draw knife because look how dumb it is. Look what I'm doing. Look how much is moving. You're going to have so little control with a draw knife when it moves like that. But the spoke shave is a little more nimble. So I guess I decide on that eventually. I don't think I'll break one of these. I mean, white oak is strong. Very strong. The way that I do this throughout is wherever I hold on to wherever I clamp, I leave that for a certain part to, I just got to remember to clean that face up. It's just like an inch to 3 inches that I got to clean up. It's pretty easy to blend in. And you can even go, sometimes if you're good enough, you can even go the wrong way up the grain. So it wasn't really a problem. I could still draw instead of push a tool. There we go. This is where it shines. Chamfering in corners. That's not perfectly even, but does it really need to be? And I'm also trying to figure out how thick it should be. And I think I have to try them out before I really decide. Probably a little thinner. And I do like the squarish, kind of rectangular thing. I think it's easier to control chopsticks that are kind of corners, but I like soft corners on almost everything. So that's why I'm chamfering this so much. Just if you don't know, these are cooking chopsticks, which were invented by, those monkeys with the hats, and they got that guy playing the music, and the monkey dances. The guy that invented those things, all of it, they invented the guy with the hat, and the monkey with the hat, and the jukebox. He invented the long kitchen chopsticks, cooking chopsticks. It's kind of hard to look this up. There's not much people talking about them. Maybe I gotta type it in Chinese or something. Cause chopsticks are awesome. And as a fat person, it's always been one of those things in my head where if I'm eating with chopsticks, I'm slowing down maybe. If you watch that movie, The Whale, you don't see that fucking whale eating with chopsticks, do you? If you haven't seen the movie The Whale, it's a big fat sad guy that eats really fucking crazy. It's like watching a demon possess a man to eat. And some would say a demon did possess the man for other things as well if they have that kind of belief system. But I believe this was not a real. This was actually a movie, so I don't really give a fuck what the character got written as. There's no need to. I see people going over like cartoons, like these characters are real people. I mean, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like wrestling, yeah, pro wrestling. They like getting into the story. I think they call it kayfabe, when you're like talking shit like it's real in pro wrestling. The whole you're a mark thing when you truly believe, or yeah, you believe the ruse. You believe it's being a mark. Also sucks to be a guy named Mark. Which mark is more powerful, a mark with a K or a mark with a C? Some would say that Mark with a C is a cunt, and Mark with K, he's just okay. That guy is okay with me. Wow, that was anyway. Sometimes when I feel like the footage is repetitive, I'll just give you a short podcast. I'll just give you a little taste of a little Podcasting by Ethical Acts. A little spoke shaving, a little podcasting, a little whale. He's actually quite a big whale. Man, that movie, The Whale. So fat. So fat. It's a sad movie. It is a sad movie. I thought it was good. I liked it. I didn't know if I would like it. I thought it was going to be like agenda driven. I didn't think it was agenda driven. It was just this sad. It was like his whole life was revolting to most people, especially how fat he was, but he also was gay. And everybody's like, oh, this is disgusting. Even a kid came over to try to like convert him. And at the end of the movie, let me just ruin it for you. At the end of the movie, the kid's like, "You are fucking disgusting," and it turns out it's if you haven't seen it, I recommend it. But that kid called him disgusting for good reason. My God, the way he eats, and it wouldn't be with chopsticks. So I'm gonna make about 100 pair of these chopsticks so I can start wailing out on the fucking dinner plate.